Morning everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Jimmy Rodriguez, registered dietitian for the U of R and the Fitness Science Group. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a meal replacement smoothie. This smoothie could be drank after a run, after your workout, before your workout. Now there's a couple things that you want to think about when it comes to prepping your body or fueling your body for your exercise. A lot of times, if it depends on your regimen, it depends on your training. If you wake up and you go for a run, this could be a good recovery fuel, right? We also got to consider what are the things in a meal to recover our body a lot faster. There's another way also to do it is if you know you're going to work out 2 to 3 hours before, then you start thinking about what am I going to eat to promote a good workout and to get the adaptations that I want out of the workout. So as an athlete, there's a couple things that you want to start thinking about, and one is going to be iron rich foods. So iron is going to be responsible for carrying oxygen to your muscles, and women need 18 milligrams of iron, men need 8 milligrams of iron. That's just for basic functioning. That's just for your liver, your kidneys, your heart to function properly. When you add exercise on top of that, your body creates more red blood cells, meaning that you need a little bit more iron in order to supply the demand. So you want to keep in mind that if you're an athlete, you have to have an iron-rich source of food. It could be plant-based, it could be animal-based, with every single meal. That way, when you go out and you train, you have a good amount of iron in your system, and you're going to be able to carry your workout with the good intensity. Okay, and we can go back to iron and we can talk an hour about iron, but I don't want to do that in this video. So it also depends on if you're in the off season. If you're in the off season versus in season, if you're at home for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, and you're working on your body composition, or you're working you're trying to lose some fat, and you're going to pair that with a high intensity workout, at least an hour, keeping your heart rate at a higher level, close to your threshold, which means it's going to increase your energy expenditure. So it depends on what goals you have, but generally you can adjust your meals around those types of goals. So let's go over and see what we have here for our smoothie today. And again, we start with, I'm going to give you an example of an athlete that's going to have a hard training session about midday, right? So it is in the morning now, and we're going to start prepping our body and fueling our body for that. Okay, let's say, for example, before I go into it, let's say you are trying to lose some weight, you're trying to lose some body fat, pairing it with those type of workouts. The one thing that you do not want to skim on will be protein. You want to make sure you have your protein levels optimum every single day. So maybe for those of you that are working on body composition, losing fat, and really are not training that much, you just want to focus on a fruit, for example, and a protein shake. Not even with water, or not even with milk, but adding water instead, and just something simple, right? But you are keeping your protein at every single meal, right? So that could be an example. But if you're someone that will have a good workout, 1 hour, maybe more, okay, and the timing becomes also a thing, okay? So you want to think about 3 to 4 hours before a good hour plus workout, okay? So what we have here is a complete meal, okay? So we have milk in this case, right? That is going to be our liquid, right? So it has protein, it has calcium, vitamin D, okay? And then there is a couple items here that are going to be maybe unusual for a smoothie. or a meal, but usually these items are gonna be high in certain vitamins, what we call nutrient dense. So the first one here is gonna be pumpkin. Okay, so pumpkin would be considered a vegetable, would be considered a nutrient dense canned food. Pumpkin is gonna have some vitamins, right? Especially vitamin A. The other good property that pumpkin has will be fiber. Okay, so fiber is what's going to keep your blood sugars a little bit leveled throughout the day. So if you want to sustain your energy for the next 3 to 4 hours, you also want to think about incorporating fiber into your meal. Okay, and we can talk about the difference of different fiber content in food, different carbohydrate content in food, and when do we want to focus on less fiber and more fiber. But in this case, we're working out in 3 to 4 hours, so we want to incorporate some fiber in our food here, in our meal, right? So this is a great source of potassium as well, which is an important electrolyte. The other thing is, based on the color, because it is a vegetable, it is full of carotenoids, which is a phytochemical, an antioxidant, a powerhouse of an ingredient for recovery, anti-inflammation, and just feeding your cells with those type of nutrients. So unusual, but very nutrient dense. The other one we have here is molasses. Okay, molasses. When we think about molasses, we think about molasses in cookies, or maybe a marinade for some sort of meat. But molasses are a powerhouse of an ingredient, a powerhouse of a food, because it has iron, it has calcium, it has potassium, right? So remember when we talked about iron. So 1 tablespoon of molasses has 3.2 milligrams of iron. 2 tablespoons, right? 6.4. All right, so remember, men need 8, women need 18. So that is a significant amount of iron. And this will be a good example of adding this to your smoothie to prep your body and keep your iron, at optimal level throughout the day as an athlete, right? So I like to add this as a, not to overpower the smoothie, but as an add-on with great benefits. Now, keep in mind that this is a plant-based iron. We'll talk more about that. So we'll be adding that. Also, remember, we're trying to make a complete meal, right? So what we have here is now healthy fats via a mix of nuts here, okay? So we're trying to increase a little bit of the calories. We're trying to, make it a complete meal, looking at the different food groups: protein, healthy fats, fiber, good carbs, right? So this is also going to help absorb the fat-soluble vitamins A, K, D, and E, which a lot of these foods have already. So you need some sort of fat in order to absorb those nutrients. Otherwise, your body's not going to absorb that, okay? So that's one way, that's one reason why we want to add, a healthy fat component. The other reason will be to also, increase the calories a bit, because this is very nutrient dense via calories and via vitamins as well. But if you don't measure this, you can throw off the calories, and you can, add 500 calories from just, a big handful of nuts. So we have to be careful with this, and we have to just, measure it out. A small handful will be enough. Again, this is also helpful for maintaining your energy levels throughout the next 3 to 4 hours, for you to not crash. So this is going to slow gastric emptying, along with fiber, along with fat, and along with protein. Those are the 3 key foods that we want to eat if we want to have an even energy, stable energy throughout the day. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of that. A banana, again, we're increasing the carbs, right, for 3 hours from now, 4 hours from now for that workout. So a banana is going to supplement us with, some grams of carbohydrates, along with milk, a little bit from the pumpkin. Okay, and then for flavor, pumpkin spice, just to give it a little bit of a kick and make it interesting, right? So that is it. Let's make this smoothie and let's see how it tastes.